Hey, yeah. The man who got banned from Vegas for winning $11 million in one night, fool. Bro, I ain't even gonna do no more talking. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, drop down in the comment what y'all want to see next. Y'all ain't see that shit. And turn me up, goddamn. Make sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, goddamn. Let's get right into it.
This is Mickey, a high-stakes gambler who won $11.5 million gambling one night in Las Vegas. And soon after, he was banned from nearly every casino here.
How y'all banned, bro? Just cause he get into that bag. They be that hang shit.
And lose all of their money. Why won't
Crazy,
they let you stay and win? Before we hear Mickey's story, I met up with high-stakes slot machine addict Vegas Matt to find out why he spends thousands every day playing slots. Boys, what are you well known for?
DGen gambling.
Why are we at the high-limit section?
Can't win big unless you bet big, you know what I mean? Just took like $2,000. So let's give it a shot. So we're betting $50 a spin. We need 6 of these balls. Flag, come on.
Are you addicted?
I mean, I certainly am never like gambling away my mortgage payment, but I love this rush.
Right after 5 straight losses, Matt won 6 free games, and then a $1,600 bonus.
I mean, this does not happen all the time. But like I always say, you know, the only way you really truly lose.
Y'all ain't see this shit. Y'all ain't see this shit. Y'all ain't see this shit.
And 5 spins later, he was up another $3,000. So is that skill? You guys seem pretty desensitized. This is not bad, right?
No, this is actually really good. On slots, you usually lose everything a lot of times, but every once in a while, you win a ton. But I'm happy because like the other.
How y'all feel about gambling, fool? Drop it down in the comment, man.
That was up $3,000.
Gambling cool. It like, I feel like it's definitely a strategy in the process to this shit, cause y'all think folks just be getting lucky, fool? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, no.
This machine is not hot to come out. Yeah, this is horrible.
I believe it, but I don't think I believe in luck though.
If you're on a roll and you're winning, you don't want to quit because you gotta feed that roll. And if you're
Type, I be feeling like she be like meant to happen.
Because you're bound to start winning.
And of course you can alter things, but I be feeling like she be meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't know, but I'm finna play some Kingdom Hearts after this. Yeah. What's our favorite video game? Drop down in the comment what's our favorite video game.
Basically, some other less intelligent gamblers.
My shit goddamn Kingdom Hearts, goddamn.
For the popping, which would give Vegas Matt here 47 free spins.
I already done beat the game, but I'm playing that bit back on a higher difficulty. You feel me? I'm not finna beat that whole again. Cause you like unlock different shit.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So we're up $5,332.
The Sun Tzu and Alexander the Great of gambling back here. These guys were good. But before you go to your local casino and gamble your life savings on slots, I want to introduce you to Mike Malone.
I lost $6K last weekend. Been going fucking bad.
I flew to Sacramento to hear the story of how Mike ruined his life gambling. When did you start gambling? At what age?
Well, you know, the gambling fascination started probably at the age of about 8. I remember my parents, you know, gambling a lot. I started doing poker tournaments when I was about 16. And then once I turned 18, there was a casino in town. It's called Jackson Rancheria Casino. That was 18 and up. So as soon as we found that casino, we started going there. And that's when the real
18 and up casinos?
And how does it progress over time?
Boy, I never knew it was 18 and up casinos. Boy, I thought all the casino was 21 plus.
You know, I was young when I started at 16, but
what the?
At 18.
Oh my God, this changes everything, fool.
So it wasn't much, but I didn't have any bills. I'm young. I'm still living at home with my mom. So, you know, I take the money, try to go gamble, and it's just that high that you get when you get this easy money. You know, nobody wants to go to their 9-to-5 job and work.
Sure.
You know, that's the problem about gambling, you know. Okay. I remember there was times my dad, he would take
right.
me to Lake Tahoe. My mom doesn't know about this. And it'd be late at night, you know, probably 12 in the morning. And he'd go in there and play blackjack. I'd sleep in the car. And he'd come check on me, you know, every couple hours, make sure I was still alive. So, you know, the gambling addiction, I guess you could say it runs in the family. Ran into my big problem. I was about 21 years old. I found out what online gambling was. So I started betting online, sports betting, blackjack. I was getting lucky. You know, I turned my $500 into a couple thousand. So here I am, 21 years old. I have a $10,000 credit card. I just got a brand new apartment. I got a 99 Eclipse convertible. I was on top of the world. At the time, I was working at Olive Garden.
Oh, God, I bet you feel rich as
I'd work the
fuck.
morning shift. I'd maybe make
Oh,
$50 in
God.
tips. And finally I just said, why am I going to come here for $50 when I can just go home and gamble on a sports game and make $100, $200 real quick? So I quit my job at Olive Garden. Did that for about 2 years. About $11,000 here. We're doing fucking amazing here. Diller's fucking amazing. Let's give her a $100 tip. That's for you. And then everything just went to shit. All right, so I'm out the cage right now. I got more than 4K. Why you need my ID? Nah, just cash me out. Just on the phone about my $5,000 win. You guys don't make me sign anything when I lose money. All right, pay me out, please. Please. It's $5,000. Anyways, this is the life of a gambler, bro.
They asked for his ID.
You guys are a piece of shit. Honestly, like, I deserve better, dude. You don't mind transitioning to me going to
You like, how y'all it's set up for people to win if they can, but y'all get mad when they win? Like, what?
On top of the world. Just the Thunder Valley called. Hey, boy, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Out here in Reno having a good time. You know how we do it. But I got a buzz. I gamble better. You gonna gamble, Daniel? Yeah, baby. And they treat you great, they treat you like a king. And I was going there probably every other weekend, but the losses were starting to wipe me out. My bankroll, like I said, I was at about 15,000. Before I knew it, everything was gone. I didn't have a job. They got my car, it got repoed, so I'm broke. I have no car. I just started this new job. I was going to try to get some money together, but I was probably about 5 or 6 months behind. Even to pay it off, it was going to take a couple months just to get back on track. But with interest, I was at 16,000. Can't make the minimum payment. Had to move back home with my mom. Was collecting unemployment for about 6 months. I always wanted to start a landscape business, so that's what I did. I moved home. I started a landscape business. Now I'm running a 6-figure business. I have 7 employees. Life's good. That's awesome. I'm really blessed, and things are good now.
How much money do you think you ultimately lost gambling lifetime?
I would say anywhere between 200,000 and 300,000.
True.
I've gone broke probably over a dozen times. Risked my rent money to gamble a couple times. But yeah, there's been a lot of bad times. Sure. Gambling will just tear you apart if you're not careful. These casinos aren't built on winners. People get divorced. People have lost their house, cars, you name it.
Years later, do you still gamble?
I gamble every single day. The first thing I do now.
I didn't expect that.
So if I lose $1,000, it's done. And it's just what I like to do. I guess you can call it a hobby. I do have anxiety still to this day, and I think it could be stemmed from gambling. And when you lose, that's when it kind of hits you hard sometimes. And, you might get depressed, and then it goes away. The next week comes, and life goes on,
And as Mike tried to warn against the evils of gambling, the casino security did not want him to finish his story and told us to leave and stop recording immediately. Casinos are evil. Casinos are evil.
Turn it off.
Casinos are evil. He's not recording. Yes, Mike was a clear example of just how bad gambling can be if you take it too far. Or was he simply just not made for the game? I met up with one of the best gamblers of all time, Mickey.
Nah, they just don't like it when you taking their money. That's all it is.
$1 million in one gambling session.
Cause it's set up for them. It's set up for them to milk your ass.
I do have a plan that could bring every casino
Before
to
when
their
you
knees.
milking their ass, they don't like that
I
shit.
pull the trigger on this and watch these casinos burn.
She crazy,
How
ain't
many people are banned from casinos like you?
In the fashion in which I am, there's only been 4 in history. My single biggest winning session was $11,526,000, and I averaged out to a net profit winner of $1 million a week for quite the amount of time. Grew up with my grandparents who spent all their time in New York City card rooms, so my entire childhood and upbringing was just around cards and high stakes gambling. Started going to Vegas once a week just to party and be a degenerate and have fun, and I became a profitable gambler. One thing led to another, and then I became one of Vegas's biggest winners of all time. I won $1 million for Mike Malak, Logan Paul, and Ryan Garcia on one of their YouTube episodes. I made money for Lil Baby, Rod Wave, YK Osiris, 2K Baby, Lil Keed, rest in peace, Drewski, Suicide Boys.
So he made money with them or from them?
Every casino can contingent on your buy-in and other factors. So it went like this. I had $200. I sat down at a blackjack table for $25 a hand. I ended up taking the 200 to 5K. I stopped at 5K and I took a break. I came back and I played a little more with the 5K, turned it to 13K. Took another break, played the 13. 13, I ran it up to 26,000. I took another break. I played with the 26,000 and I ran it up to something like 125,000. But I really had nothing left to lose. It was only a $200 buy-in. When I'm at the 125K mark, I went to another casino and I negotiated higher limits. I turned the 125 into 350. And I turned the 350 into 800.
Do you have a background in like statistics and math?
I think it really was just in my blood. It's like what I grew up with. The same like some of the top musicians or top athletes. They were born possibly, you know, like with an above average ability, and they studied and practiced it their whole lives. And they just kept like working and cultivating to perfection, or close to it as they can get.
When you're gambling in Vegas full-time, making millions and losing millions, are you addicted at the time?
No. Well, I think there's a difference between being addicted and being an addict. I would say that at worst, I have teetered on being addicted. There's a casual gambler, there's a social gambler, there's a hard gambler, which is what I ended up being, and a hard gambler, which is usually hard to tell the difference between a hard gambler and a gambling addict. They both exhibit all the same character traits. And the difference between the addict and the hard gambler is that the hard gambler can stop and stay stopped with the right external force. So if my girlfriend says, hey, I'm gonna leave you if you don't leave this gambling table and make dinner, and the same situation happens to the gambling addict sitting next to me, I'm the only one out of the two of us making it to dinner. The addict's gonna stay behind and lose the relationship.
When Mickey gambled here full-time before being banned,
How y'all feel about that?
Vegas
Let me know that in
was
the
treated him
comment.
like a king,
Is he
enticing him to stay
spitting
here
game,
24/7
goddamn?
in the hopes of him losing millions here at these tables. What would they do for you? Would they throw a jet your way? Give you some pretty ladies to give you some sushi on the plane, or what?
Yeah, they gave me a 200-passenger jet for myself, and I can use it as often as I want, as many days as I want, go anywhere I want with it. They let me have a residency in all the
200
villas.
passengers.
Another casino gave me a Rolls Royce. They furnished one of my penthouses, VIP access to everything. They're mine. They go, well, we spent $1, 2, 3, $4 million.
This is for
What?
jobless Americans. I've been telling you guys for months to claim
Them
this
the
free
luxuries you can get when you
$6,400.
gambling.
Anyone
On amenities for him, you might lose $10 million, and they leave as a winner $6 million. So for them, you know, it's like an investment. But unfortunately for them, it never paid off. I never lost it all back. So
What are your thoughts on the whole online?
I'm crying.
I've spoken to every owner of every online casino in the world, and they all want to make a deal. They all like understand that I would have the highest conversions of new players. Every one of them has offered me like unbelievably substantial money. Every contract has gotten so far where right before signing, I say I'm only signing this if you allow me to live stream me looking at the vulnerabilities and auditing your company. And that's the exact moment that the contracts seem to stop going back and forth and just die out. So I would take by process of deduction that they're fearful that I'll expose them for immoral, unethical, or unfair advantages against the player. I have no interest in causing anybody harm.
Got it.
I could have made so many millions of dollars by peddling garbage, promo on my Instagram. I've never done it. I've never done paid promo.
The best gambler in the world, bro.
You're the man,
I learned
bro.
a lot from this man. He's more than a mentor. He's more than a gambler. Be the truth, bro.
With fans everywhere showing love to Mickey, I wanted to see if he could show me how good he was at gambling at one of the few casinos in Vegas that he wasn't banned from yet. All right, we got 500 bones. How much can we turn this into?
It's either gonna be 0 or it's gonna be 2,500.
I'll do the gambling. You be my coach. How about that?
Whatever you want.
When you come to the casino, are you playing any of these games?
Slots?
Yes, sir.
Nah, never. And they're a huge disadvantage to the player. You
I ain't fucking with no slot. Oh, God. Not fucking with slot.
98% of the time. So you're always running at a net negative.
And it was time to test Mickey's skill and see if he could
Hey.
make me unfathomable riches with only 500.
That was I'm on for. Give me the prize peaks, boy.
Am I 30? 30?
Oh, you look like that.
Damn, that kind of hurt. And so we warmed up with Pagao Poker, which is quite literally designed for people so drunk they can't make logical bets.
We have ace high, which beats her queen high, and then we have 2 pair, which beats her no pair. So we win.
Simple as that. After doubling our money and getting used to the cards with Pagao, we went and played blackjack to make some real money. So why did you hit on the 16? What's the strat there? After a few more games of blackjack, making the statistically correct decision every hand, we were up
1,300 and like 10 because we also tipped out a bunch.
We nearly quadrupled our money. What is our end goal right now?
To 5x, so we're trying to take that 500, 2,500.
Make it happen. And after a few tense games of blackjack and baccarat that they would not let us record, sadly, we did not lose everything. In fact, how much did we win?
We 25x. We got 2,500.
The point of this was to show that we lose all our
That
money.
nigga just be out there getting bad.
That's exactly what we did. We stuck to schedule,
Damn.
and we won 2,500 from 500, just as we planned.
But for the
Oh
average
yeah,
person,
I'm just gonna go to the
it's
casino,
not
get
gonna
my whole
And
next
that's why I
2
was a
rent
little
month.
nervous to, like,
Goddamn.
play. I don't
Wait,
want people to think that
bro, I
it
said
happens
2
for everybody.
next
It happens
rent
all the time.
month, bro.
I don't want people to see
The
this
2
and be like,
months,
I'm gonna go spend
bro.
my
The
last
2 next
500
months
so we
rent.
2,500. Way
Goddamn.
more likely that their
What
last
the
500
fuck,
becomes
bro? See,
0.
that's that
If
high
the game's
shit.
supposed to be 50-50, then every player should win half the time and lose half the time. It makes perfect sense. But in real life, what happens is almost every person who plays Baccarat loses. How are they all lifetime losers in a game that should always make them break even? It's because the house is rigged.
How is the house rigged?
I don't want to share that information.
Okay, so these are exploits you found but are not publicly known?
Correct. The casino's pocketing 5% no matter what, knowing the player's going to win one day and lose the next. But in real life,
Yeah,
what happens is
duh.
they
It's
collect
business. They
5%
gotta
commission,
profit.
and the players still lose anyway. Which shows
So
that
no
the
matter
game
what
is
the
not
odds,
50-50.
like they
I think
doing
the
something to
casinos
get
are
money,
an evil
fool.
business by nature.
I couldn't say anything more verbatim and more accurate. I think they're evil, sinful, dirty, dark.
He got the
places that are
information
only
for
built
he
to
just
destroy
can't
people
get that
and
shit
their
up,
lives. I
bruh.
think it
That's that shit I be
absolutely no
talking
one should
about.
gamble.
He
And if you're
giving you
gonna
the
gamble,
game.
just like my
He
parents
showing you what
before,
Brad
do
do,
not gamble.
boy.
I think what they
A
should do
bet.
is they should look
Goddamn,
at
I
their
bet you they
budget
probably
and say
told
to
his ass,
themselves, what would I
but you better not be
spend on
spread.
an
You better not
eventful
be
night
telling
out? I don't
nobody
make
about what you
nearly
doing.
hardly anything
You know what I'm saying? You
positive
better not
out
be
from
spreading no
gambling,
knowledge
but
about how you doing what you
immense
doing.
damage, pain,
Cause
and
if you do
hardships
for
happen.
it,
Mickey
bruh,
even started a
they fuck finna take
non-profit
all
to
this
help
shit.
gambling addicts like Mike Malone.
Stop playing with me.
What is Shaking Hearts, your organization?
I'm trying to help gambling addicts, but that's what you make a
What it
living
does
off of.
exactly is when you go to our Instagram, you send a DM.
World
in the
crazy.
DM, we're going to provide you a link, and the link gives you an opportunity to put a little more specific information for your exact scenario. And depending on whether you select mental health or drug addiction or gambling addiction, you get paired with a professional from that exact topic, and we help facilitate whatever it takes to get you the help.
So we do everything totally free of charge. Everyone that works there is a volunteer, and I was just really happy to be able to create something to just give back.
Wow. You shouldn't gamble. You're not built like him. He is him. Is that accurate?
I would like to say it in more humble words, but sure.
Go follow Mickey, Mike Malone, and Vegas. Link in the
Turn
description.
boy up
Also,
11
wherever
million,
I post
son.
TikTok or
You
YouTube
probably up
short
11
videos
million
clip
play.
From this video, I'll send you $500.
That's just what that nigga won in one go.
You must tag my TikTok/YouTube ad and put
That shit
YouTube
crazy
Tyler
though, fool.
Oliveira in the title/description. Last week's winner was this guy. Go Steady.
Anyway, that it for this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Finna go get high, goddamn. And get back to putting in their work, man. I ain't lying. And non-stop grind, goddamn. Man, I'm fuck with y'all.